Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Allie, and if you've been here for a while, I am back after a little bit of hiatus. So that's kind of what today's video is. It's not going to be very Christmassy, or I mean somewhat holiday themed, because there's been quite a few holidays that I've missed, but just kind of to fill you guys in on where I've been, what I've been up to, what I've been reading. It is very bookish because this is me kind of like finally wrapping up the books from the last couple of months, and yeah, just chit-chatting. I already did my makeup. It's very, very simple. I am actually going to, fingers crossed, be starting my like Bookmas today, hopefully. So it is December 1st, and the past couple of months have been really, really hard. The first thing is my mental health. I just felt very, very depleted, and October is supposed to be the greatest time of the year for me, and a lot of amazing things happened in October, and I read some amazing books. It is still my favorite time of the year, spooky season, and besides that, I was just really busy behind the scenes, and I actually was filming so many vlogs for you guys, and then my mental health just, I mean, we had a lot of really stressful things going on too, so that definitely took it out of me, as well as everything going on in the world right now. And I know that you have probably heard so much about it, you've probably read so much about it, seen so much about it, what is going on in Palestine, and it's so heartbreaking. My heart has just been shattered. I feel like since this war has started, and I feel so helpless, I'm sure like so many of you, definitely am holding my babies close, and this Thanksgiving season was definitely a time for me to just make sure that I like grounded myself and really took my life for account, and how grateful and thankful I am for everything that I have, and my family and friends, and I feel like if anything, I can just say to continue to look into what is going on in Palestine, and just like myself, I'm gonna be trying to stay as educated as I can on it, because a lot of things are just swept under the rug, and it's just devastating, and it's really hard to put into words how I feel, because it doesn't matter. All of these innocent lives are being taken, and it's just truly heartbreaking. So during these busy and just surreal hard times, I found myself in a very low depression, and I do take that word very seriously here on my channel, and no way want to trigger anyone or make someone feel a certain way, but I do think it's very real, and I feel like it's very good to talk about and to put it out there for anybody who may be feeling the same way, and just letting them know that they're not alone. The holiday times can just be so hard, and no matter what you're going through, even if you feel like it's the smallest thing and you shouldn't be depressed, but that's the way that you're feeling, you are so valid. And I hope you know that you're not alone in that, and that you can somehow enjoy some pieces of your holidays. Boys have been playing basketball, so that's kept us pretty busy as well, from practices to games for both boys. I felt like November, every single night we were at a basketball game or practice. So that took up a lot of my time as well. Of course, holidays, Halloween, Thanksgiving, so many good things that I just wanted to show and share all in this little bookish set down chit chat vlog style while I tell you guys all the books that I read. I know it's already December when you guys are seeing this too, and I just want to be very clear on that because the week of Thanksgiving is also the week of my birthday and also the week that I got very sick. And I was so sick, and I feel like I'm getting my voice back. I'm starting to just feel so much better. I'm doing a lot better, but that's why this video has not went up any sooner than it is, because to wrap up everything I just talked about, then it was sickness. So finally we're here. So in October, I participated in some different readathons. I was super ambitious and I fell flat on my face real fast with that one. So in the month of October, Lexi from Books with Lexi, I believe, did Halloweekend, and so it's a readathon all month long, but you read on the weekends. So every weekend is Halloween pretty much, and there's prompts and, you know, these fun activities I did every weekend. I tried to participate in as many as I could. I actually did quite a bit of it, and so I was super bummed that I didn't get to share it with you guys because I was vlogging most of it. But thankfully, I have some of the footage that I can still share with you guys in this video. So the first weekend, I read Mr. Magic by Kiersten White. This follows a group of people who are coming back together for a reunion. They were kid stars, like, all together on this TV show, and now years down the line, they've kind of fallen out of touch a little bit, especially with a certain actress, and she's finding them, but she's kind of been hidden from the limelight since the show's ended, and now is kind of like starting to remember everything. Like, it's almost like she had an amnesia moment. It's mixed media. It's a fun time. I really enjoy Kiersten White's writing. I know it's not for everybody. Not everybody enjoys it, but I really loved her book Hide, so I was super excited to pick up this one, and I think I landed at a 5 with it. If I forget any ratings, I will just have them up on the screen for you guys because that's so much easier for me in editing. I also read Dead Silence. This was my pick for something different, and it was. This is like a haunted, it's advertised as like The Shining meets, like, I forgot what it was. The Shining meets something else, and it's like a haunted house in space. So like a haunted ship in space, and there was a lot of really weird paranormal elements that I really liked, but then there was a lot that I didn't like. I didn't really care for the direction the book went in. I don't think I mentioned this is by S.A. Barnes, but it's very sci-fi horror, and I feel like it was a really good time. If you're into sci-fi, if you're into horror, I think you would like it. But just go into it knowing it's like space sci-fi and there's going to be like those type of elements in it. These are like astronauts. So I feel like if you go into it with that mindset and that's like what you really like, I think you'll enjoy it. If not, I feel like you probably still will enjoy it like me. It's just maybe not like your favorite thing ever. Before the next Halloweekend, I did read The Pallbearers Club by Paul Tremblay. I am going to have a whole video on this. If it's not already up, I can't remember, where I read 3 books by Paul Tremblay, and this was one of them, and I really enjoyed this one, the way it was written. It is this guy kind of like writing his autobiography, and it gets placed in the hands of like his former best friend that used to be in a little bit of a club with him, where they would go and help be pallbearers at the funeral home, and they've kind of had like a falling out, so she's got her hands on the book now, and she's like scratching things out and writing her own notes. It's a really fun read, especially if you get like the physical. I did like the audiobook as well, but the physical, you get to see like, you know, what he was titling things, how he worded things, but also like her little sidebar notes. It was a fun time, and I really enjoyed that one. So for the second Hollow Weekend, I did my spin on the wheel of monsters, and I got Witch. And it worked out perfectly because it was also the same weekend as the Maid of Magic readathon, so I tackled a lot of witchy books that weekend. The Maid of Magic readathon. But my purple cover is the Book of Witches, which I do not have a physical copy of at all. My library doesn't have it. I believe this one is a newer-ish book, but I seen this come up on Scribd, and I was like, okay, I have to read this. I love witchy stuff. And this is a book compiled with, I think there's like at least 30 stories, so I'm really looking forward to it. There's a bunch of authors I've never read from before. It is an anthology, if I didn't mention that, but there's a bunch of authors that I haven't read from. There's a bunch of, or a few names that I have seen that I'm like, oh, I'm familiar with them. I've read at least one thing from them. So I'm super excited for that one. I took on the Book of Witches anthology for the Maid of Magic readathon, and it was quite a time. That vlog, I edited a whole vlog for Maid of Magic, and then I just never posted it. I believe it had already gotten into November, and I was just feeling so down on myself for like waiting so long, and I just ended up trashing it. But I am glad that I still had some of it to share with you guys. I had a really fun time with this readathon. My cozy hobby prompt was getting back into my journal because I'm behind on it, and it's like the end of the year now. So I really made a dent in my journaling. It was so much fun, and I flew through an audiobook of like 30 short stories about witches. Ultimately, I landed on a 3 with it. I felt like there was some really good reads in that book, but there was also some just meh reads that my average rating ended up being a 3-star for like so many of the stories that's just kind of where I landed. I do think it was still a really fun time. I feel like it could still be a fun one for you too if you like stories about witches, but just know that there's a lot of modern takes on it, and some takes that I just felt like really weren't witchy at all. So it's kind of a little bit of a mixture there, but then there was some like folklore witchiness and some history witch stories and that type of ordeal that I really enjoyed. And then the magical book, I am going to be reading Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman, and I am so excited because Practical Magic is one of my favorite books ever, and I just adore Alice Hoffman so much. I also read Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman for the Maid of Magic. It was my cover. Out of my 2 prompts, I had the purple cover, which was the Book of Witches, and then the cover that was supposed to be like a magical cover or just a a cover with magic on it. So I did choose Magic Lessons. This is the prequel to Practical Magic. So I love Alice Hoffman. This is an absolute 5-star. I loved reading about some of the first Owens women and the lovely witches we follow in that one. I had such a good time. I don't think anything's ever going to top Practical Magic for me, but I'm having such a good time reading the actual full series that I am going to be reading the other ones as well. I actually already have the Rules of Magic on hand, ready to go from my library, so I am so excited to read that one next. So that same weekend was Hollow Weekend. This is week 2, or weekend, I guess, 2 of Hollow Weekend. So I was looking at my TBR and trying to figure out which ones would be the easiest to tackle this weekend, and since Made of Magic, readathon, I'm going to kind of be reading like a witchy read. I thought that I could also tie in my Match a Monster prompt and read The Near Witch by V.E. Schwab. I am on a mission to read every book by V.E. Schwab, so I thought that this would be a really good time to pick that one up. It is on its way to me through the library as we speak, but Hoopla has the audiobook. So I thought I could maybe start it at least. My bonus prompt is going to be What a Friend Loved. I picked Seed. I cannot even think of who it's by. I will throw the book up though, because I need to finish this. This was part of Spookish Mommy from Instagram. Her like summer of horror. This was the last read for the summer and a lot of people are recommending it. So that's going to be my friend love this book because I really wanted to keep all of my prompts very horror for this readathon. So yeah, I'm going to start my reading. What are you going to say?
Yeah, on one of your videos.
Okay. You want to say hi?
I want to have a...
Hi guys.
I might have a YouTube channel.
Hey guys, you know that it's Halloween, and I got Halloween show ready.
Well, my dad wore this shirt 2 days ago.
There you go. Now we can see you.
So, what do we do?
Okay. You know I love playing Roblox?
Yeah.
Mommy, I wish I'll make a video of playing Roblox. Mama, be
Say
the
bye.
whole video. I'll be your
The whole video?
Yeah.
But I'm going to be listening to Seed by Ania Ahlborn, and I have already started it. I'm just not very far into it.
So Seed by Ania Ahlborn is about this like family. It's almost like a haunting of the Haunting of Connecticut or whatever, or even like The Conjuring, where a member of the family is getting possessed. In this case, the little girl, she's starting to act differently, one of the little girls, and the mom is freaked out. She wants to get her daughter help. She's wanting to seek a psychiatrist help or, you know, something. She thinks maybe her daughter is schizophrenic, and the dad is like, you know, the same way. He wants to like get his kid help, but he has this lingering darkness in him that ends up almost kind of being like a family curse almost, where he kind of knows what's happening to his daughter, but he doesn't want to tell his wife. And now he's trying to go back and find his parents and find his history to figure out how it started, why it's happening to his daughter now, the same things that happened to him when he was little. And it was such a good book. I loved the style of it. I was creeped out with it. I read the majority of it in my morning walks in the cemetery, so it was a really good time. I enjoyed it. For my monster spin, I got Witch, so I read The Near Witch by V.E. Schwab. I am working through all of Victoria's books right now and having such a good time.
I finished The Near Witch. and it was so good. This is obviously by V.E. Schwab, and I love V.E. Schwab so much. The Near Witch is only an old story told to frighten children. If the wind calls at night, you must not listen. The wind is lonely and always looking for company. There are no strangers in the town of Near. These are the truths that Lexi has heard all of her life. But when an actual stranger, a boy who seems to fade like smoke, appears outside her home on the moor at night, she knows that at least one of these sayings is no longer true. The next night, the children of Near start disappearing from their beds, and the mysterious boy falls under suspicion. As the hunt for the children intensifies, so does Lexi's need to know about the witch that just might be more than a bedtime story, about the wind that seems to speak through the walls at night, and about the history of this nameless boy. So it's like part fairy tale, part love story. It's so cute.
The next little sidebar is the Reptile Room, which is number 2 in the series of unfortunate events. I am currently reading the series with my son, who is 10, and we're having a really good time with it. We completed the second book in October, and if you've seen the movie, it has a little bit of the Reptile Room in it with Uncle Monty. Pretty much the Baudelaire orphans are taken from Count Olaf's care, and now they're being put with their Uncle Monty, who is a herpetologist. He researches snakes and reptiles, and he has this house that has like hedges that are shaved into snakes, and he has this huge reptile room. The kids are helping him prepare to go to Peru, but will Count Olaf come back and try to ruin everything? It was a really good time, and Roman really enjoyed reading it with me. We took turns reading together, and yeah, it's such a fun series. I'm excited to read it with him, but honestly, I would read it regardless. Even if he didn't want to read it, I would read it for my own personal time because this series is so good. The third Hollow Weekend, I cannot remember off the top of my head these prompts, but I read Rouge by Mona Awad. This is about the beauty industry, so I of course wanted to pick it up. I recently read Bunny by Mona and was really thrown into the world of Mona Awad. She is quite the writer, let me tell you, but I absolutely loved it. It is officially Hollow Weekend number 3 already, which is wild. Sorry if my lighting is a little off. I just wrapped a live with my friend Caitlin. It was over on her channel, so make sure you go check her out. Her YouTube is CP Fashion Cosmetics, I believe. I will have it linked down below, but we hung out for a little while and did some makeup, and yeah. Now it is Hollow Weekend, and I went with this like kind of like sultry look because I am going to be reading Rouge by Mona Awad this weekend, and I'm really excited. So this weekend I'm going to be reading, my first prompt is anticipated, and this one is super anticipated for me, Rouge. It is, I believe, about the beauty industry. So we're probably going to have like maybe like a little spa sesh this weekend, and definitely wanted a sultry makeup look for it as well. It says it's a horror-tinted gothic fairy tale about a lonely dress shop clerk whose mother's unexpected death sends her down a treacherous path in pursuit of youth and beauty. Can she escape her mother's fate and find a connection that is more than skin deep? For as long as she can remember, Belle has been insidiously obsessed with her skin and skincare videos. When her estranged mother, Noelle, mysteriously dies, Belle finds herself back in Southern California dealing with her mother's considerable debts and grappling with lingering questions about her death. The stakes escalate when a strange woman in red appears at the funeral, offering a tantalizing clue about her mother's demise. Followed by a cryptic video about a transformative spa experience. With the help of a pair of red shoes, Belle is lured into the barbed embrace of La Maison des Méduses, the same lavish occulty spa to which her mother was devoted. But my other prompt for this week is going to be on the bonus prompts, spooky item on cover. And hear me out, this isn't really a spooky cover. My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones.
It's not really spooky. I just felt like I had a hard time finding something that was really gonna work for this prompt because I'm not really spooked by a lot of like book covers. I do feel like this is an element that is like kind of spooky because it is like a rip in a book, and that's spooky to me. But just the whole concept of this book, and I feel like the title in itself, My Heart is a Chainsaw, I feel like is spooky enough. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with those two. I think that they're both pretty highly anticipated reads for me. I've been wanting to read both of them, and that's what I'm gonna do.
My other pick that weekend was My Heart is a Chainsaw, which, oh my gosh, rip my heart out, make me cry. I was bawling my eyes out at the end of this book. And I want to tell you guys, reading this book, I've heard so many mixed thoughts about it that going into it, I was just kind of like, really, this is it? Like, this is the book? And I'm like, it's not bad, but it's like not anything that I was, I wasn't expecting it to be this way. And there was even times where I was just like, all right, I'm ready to kind of like wrap this up. Come on. And then the ending and just ripped my heart out. Oh my God. I am definitely going to be picking up the next one. I think it was actually on my 23 and 23. So I really want to get to it soon. But definitely not what I was expecting, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. And oh, it was a good cry. Sad, good cry. So, Mike Flanagan has come out with The Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix, and I have still yet to see it because I want to read Edgar Allan Poe's book first. I am a book before the movie, or show, but I love Mike Flanagan that it's killing me not to just go ahead and start it. But I did read this graphic novel, which is The Fall of the House of Usher, and it was really good. I feel like if you're needing like a short version of it, you're not wanting to pick up like the full Edgar Allan Poe, this one was really cool. The visuals, the graphics, everything is so good. It's such a good graphic novel, and it was perfect. I really wanted to read or have a Halloween or spooky, scary graphic novel, and this one was perfect. During the month of October, I also picked up the Amazon Kindle Unlimited Creature Feature. This was 6 books, and you guys can check out my video. I'm going to be very brief here with these because I did a whole video where I talked about each book, their novellas, short stories, all horror themed by amazing horror authors, and I did a Halloween look inspired by each one of the books. I had so much fun with it, but I'm not gonna lie, I did 5 of those looks in that video in one night. It was a very long night. But it was such a fun time. There's It Waits in the Woods by Josh Malerman. There's The Pram by Joe Hill. Ankle Snatcher by Grady Hendrix. In Bloom by Paul Tremblay. Best of Luck by Jason Mott, and Big Bad by Chandler Baker. And they're all so fun in their own ways, and all of them got pretty decent ratings for me. They blew it out of the park with this like whole collection. I absolutely had such a fun time with it, and there's such quick reads or even listens. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can get them for free through your subscription, even the audiobooks on Audible. So that's awesome. I had such a fun time with them. Hey you guys, I thought I would sit down and do a quick check-in with you guys tonight. It has been hectic and crazy around here. I don't even know who is doing sprints tonight. I think I got an alert earlier and I was like, yeah, I need to jump on those sprints so I can like make some progress because I have some beefy books this weekend. But today was a fun day, and you know what? I feel like I could scratch off like a favorite fall activity because today we went to Spirit Halloween and then another Halloween shop as well, and we took the boys. It was a lot of fun. Got out of the house, a little bit of a car trip, and it was just really nice.
we're kind of last minute doing things because next week is Red Ribbon Week where the boys have to dress up every single day for school. And then on top of that, like, we still hadn't, like, got them to make up their mind on what they wanted to be for Halloween. So we picked those up as well. They're both being characters from Minecraft. Axel's just being a regular Minecraft player. He has, like, the diamond armor and the diamond, like, sword, and then Roman is an ender dragon, so they're really excited. And it was actually funny, we actually got Axel's at Spirit Halloween, and then Roman kind of couldn't make up his mind. He didn't really like the other options that they had for Minecraft, and you know, we told him, like, if you want to pick out something else, you guys don't have to theme every year. We love it when they theme, but we're like, you don't have to. And then the next Halloween shop we went to, he's seen that ender dragon that was Minecraft, and he was like, yep, I want that. I want to be that. So it's really cute that another year of them, like, matching or being the same theme. I love it so much.
Hello. What's your name? Is that Reptile?
So look up.
Got it. That just...
Yeah, I am exhausted. I'm ready to go wash my face and go to bed. But I thought I would do a check-in for today since I didn't really at all. I did start Wonderland by Jennifer Hillier today. So I kind of wanted to go over, like, the synopsis. I don't really know for sure what all is going on. I don't have a physical. I did place a hold in my library. I just haven't gotten it yet, unfortunately. But I did buy the audiobook on Audible, like, the beginning of this month. Like, it was my book that, my spooky book I bought this month for the Hollow Weekend readathon. So, thought it was time. I'm doing clowns, you know, this weekend, so perfect time. I believe this is kind of like an amusement park, so I think it's gonna really go there, and I've heard amazing things about her books. So, that this is a thriller, an edgy thriller about the gruesome secrets hidden beneath a small town amusement park. Welcome to Wonderland. By day, it's a magical place, boasting a certain retro charm. Excited children, hands sticky with cotton candy, run frantically from the giant octopus, the spinning sombrero, while the tinkling carnival music, the giant Wonder Wheel, the oldest Ferris wheel in the Pacific Northwest, fills the air. But before daybreak, an eerie feeling descends. Maybe it's the Clown Museum, home to the creepy wax replicas of movie stars and a massive collection of antique porcelain dolls. Or maybe it's the terrifying Real House of Horrors. Or maybe it's the dead, decaying body left in the midway for all the wonder workers to see. Vanessa Castro's first day as deputy police chief of Seaside, Washington is off to a bang. The unidentifiable homeless man rotting inside the tiny town's main tourist attraction is strange enough, but now a teenage employee whose defiant picture at the top of the Wonder Wheel went viral that same morning is missing. As the clues in those seemingly disparate crimes lead her down a mysterious shared path of missing persons that goes back decades, she suspects the seedy rumors surrounding the amusement park's dark history might just be true. She moved to Seaside to escape her own scandalous past, but has she brought her family to the center of an insidious killer's twisted game? Oh my god, I am so excited. It says that it's fast-paced, bone-chilling, shocking, bloody conclusion. I am so excited for this, you guys. For the fourth Hollow Weekend, I kind of went Clown Carnival. I read Wonderland by Jennifer Hillier, and I had a good time with it. It wasn't bad. It, again, wasn't really what I was expecting as far as, like, a cover that has, like, a clown and, like, a carnival on it. It does have, like, an amusement park type of setting, but it definitely went in different directions I wasn't expecting. Very thriller, I feel like, more than horror, but I had a good time with it.
Then I started It by Stephen King, and I am still reading it. It's kind of been a savory read for me. I am like probably thirds of a way through now. So I've made really good progress since the end of November, or October, through November, and now the beginning of December. So I am definitely going to finish it this month. I'm telling myself that because I just have like a quarter left of it. I need to get through it. But this is where I really started to fall flat on my face because I was just like, girl, you're not going to get through this book. Why did you pick it for Hollow Weekend? But I've made a lot of really good progress with it. I am absolutely loving it. I've read most of it before, but fun fact, have never fully finished it. So I'm super excited to finish it this time and not let it be one that just like stays at like that soft DNF where I want to finish it, but I just haven't. Hey guys, welcome to weekend 5? It's the last weekend of Hollow Weekend, which is so sad, but honestly, I think November is going to be just a month to read whatever. I wanted to start planning my TBR for November, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not planning like for any major readathons or anything like that because I feel like I love participating in readathons, but they take so much energy that I'm like, but I have really, really enjoyed reading, and the book picks, I always love having to go off of prompts or make it more of a challenge than just reading my TBR. And I've been able to get to certain picks on my TBR that I've been putting off for a while just because they aligned with that said prompt. So it's been a lot of fun. I think I landed on one of Kelsey's old school April, which is a readathon she does in April, one of her reading vlogs because she read Head Like a Hole. I believe Lexi I seen in a past reading sprint for this current readathon that she has been reading Head Like a Hole. So that's really cool. So I could probably use her thumbnail too if it ends up being in a thumbnail, or if it has, I need to check out her channel and see. But my other pick for my bonus prompt is Spell a Word on the Cover. I've been wanting to read The Exorcist House. It's part of one of the book clubs that I'm participating in, so perfect to knock it out with the book club and the readathon at the same time. And you can spell the word curse within the title, so thought that was kind of cool. Those are my 2 books to wrap up this readathon, this whole month of readathons, and on the inside, I'm literally dying. It's just been like one thing after another. Tonight we have Axel's movie night at his school that we're gonna go to and watch one of the Spider-Verse movies. I kind of wish it was a Halloween movie, but I am really excited nonetheless because I love the Spider-Verse movies so much. But I am kind of like, I should probably take this off before I go because fun fact about me, if you didn't know, I think I have mentioned it in a vlog before. I think it was back in the summer, we went to theaters and watched the newest Spider-Verse movie. So I kind of mentioned it in that vlog, but whenever I watch a Spider-Man movie, that is like my, you know, when you get that feeling and you're like, I need to just watch a good movie to cry. I need a movie that's gonna make me cry and just get these bottled up emotions out. Like, sure, my eyes may water a little bit at The Notebook or, you know, some type of chick flicks like that, but if I want full-on tears, just put on a Spider-Man movie and there they are. They just flood. I can't help it. I cry every single time. Why do they make the story so sad? Every time Uncle Ben is brought up, and in certain ones, Gwen, I cry and oh my gosh. Literally the newest Spider-Verse movie, if you have seen it, first 5 minutes of Gwen's story, I'm bawling my eyes out in the movie theater. Like full on just sobbing. So yeah, I should probably take my makeup off before I go because I'm probably going to be out in a lawn chair bawling my eyes out at the Spider-Verse cartoon. But yeah, happy Hollow Weekend. Let's get this last one going. We have back-to-back basketball practices and
A lot of things like that, but we're fingers crossed because the weather is not looking great for us, unfortunately, and it's our last weekend we can do this, but we're also hoping to hit up a pumpkin patch this weekend. So, yeah. But me and Axel did get to go to one. Well, it was a like family farm type of experience. It didn't have a pumpkin patch, which was kind of upsetting. They had like cotton fields, but I did attend that as a parent yesterday for Axel with his school. I don't really know how much I can insert because I'm not going to show any other kids, but we had a fun time together, did a little hayride, and played on, you know, big tractors and whatever else this like, you know, little family farm had. But it was a lot. I was carrying and juggling a lot of stuff for a bunch of first graders, and whew, I was exhausted when I got home. Unfortunately, the rest of my picks, I think there was 2 more for Halloween weekend that I had set aside. I didn't get to in October. One of them I still haven't even got to, but the other one was The Exorcist House by Nick Roberts. Yeah, Nick Roberts. And this one fell a little flat for me. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there was like a lot of really terrifying horror scenes that I was like creeped out and having such a good time with, but the overall writing style of this one I don't think really did it for me. This follows a couple and their teenage daughter who are moving to this like country land to like buy this farmhouse to flip it and then sell it. And then they're going to move back to the city, kind of. But like we know in a lot of horror movies and books, when you do that, a lot of the time there's something within the house that's cursed. They find out real quick that the house used to be owned by an exorcist. So he would go and perform exorcisms and stuff. And then he lived in this house. There's a well down in the basement and a secret room. There's a lot of scary things going on in this house. And apparently the exorcist died in the house as well. So, a lot of horror elements there. I honestly felt like the author even grabbed a lot of ideas that maybe they were inspired by and kind of meshed them all together in a way that I wish would have worked for me, but it just didn't. Going back to Series of Unfortunate Events, we also read in November The Wide Window. So we are now going to be working on book 4. I'm really excited for that. I loved The Wide Window too. This is the same Baudelaire orphans who now don't have Uncle Monty. They are moving in with Aunt Josephine, who is quite the character, and it was another really good read, and me and Roman both enjoyed it. Lastly, Lin Hun, and I can't remember off the top of my head how you pronounce the name, but this is a novella, and this book was so interesting. It was about this family who are living in this house and are trying to make like apparitions like of their dead son. And so these people travel to this town that has houses where if you live in the house for a while, your dead loved one may come to you. There's a chance. And then there's lingerers who are just pretty much homeless people who are out living on the front lawns to wait for their turn in the house. It's so weird. It's so different, but it's such a good time. And I was just the whole time, I was just, oh my God, what's gonna happen next? This is so weird. Anyways, it was one of the horror-a-thon picks from Ashley's
Little Libraries Horror-a-thon, and since I didn't really get to participate in it that much in October, I went back and picked up one of the books in November and wanted to read it. And honestly, I didn't read that much in November. I read a few things and then that were kind of like on my TBR in October, and then I circled back to it, and it's just kind of been a savory read where I pick it up every day, read quite a bit. It's such a long book, and any TBR that I had for November just kind of went out the window, honestly. But it was kind of like a nice month to just kind of like slow down and really like savor the one book that I was working on. So I still enjoyed it. I'm just now freaking out a little because it's December. It's the last month of the year. I want to go through all of like my 23 and 23 picks, see which ones I haven't read still, hoping that I can complete it still, but highly unlikely, since I also really want to read some Christmas books and kind of get into the holiday spirit a little bit more. If you guys have any recommendations, please let me know, because I'm going to be filming some Bookmas, and I am kind of okay with a little bit of rom-com, not a whole lot. So, I mean, expect some Christmas books from me, some Christmas reads, but not a whole lot. I'm going to try to be reading books that I still want to get to from my 23 and 23, just lingering series I've been starting but not finishing, and also my book clubs, because I have quite a few from my book clubs that I need to get to as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this very, very long video. That was my fall and all the books I read during the fall, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys very soon in more like Christmas and Bookmas and those holiday vibes in my videos. But thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next one.